We're tracking a surge in workers looking for seasonal jobs. But can the number of openings meet the demand? Outplacement firm Challenger Gray and Christmas forecast seasonal hirings to fall to the lowest point since the 2008 Great Recession. Now, these jobs have stretched across several different industries here, from leisure and hospitality, even accounting. Some of the top seasonal postings are for beauty advisors, delivery drivers, food service workers, and truck drivers. Indeed Hiring Lab says their data finds job searches right now surging ahead of the holiday season. So I'm joined now by reporter Karen Kafa in Washington tonight. The big picture we want to talk first here. Which areas, Karen, seem to have the most opportunities right now?
Well, Jeff, maybe it's not at the same levels that we've seen in recent years, but the retail sector is hiring for the holiday season. You know, we saw Amazon, for example, saying they'll be hiring at the same level that they did last holiday season, about 250,000 jobs. Big box retailers like Target and Kohl's, they haven't put a precise number nationwide, but they've also announced that they'll be staffing up for the holidays. And it's also possible that a lot of these retailers and some of these shippers will add jobs as the season goes on because they want to take cues from consumers, right? They're looking at consumers who seem a little bit anxious about the economy around them. So they're not going to staff up to accommodate that just to be left with more workers than they need. So areas like retail also look at jobs in the shipping industry, also look at warehouse jobs for the holiday season. Again, still staffing, but maybe not at the levels we've seen in previous years, Jeff.
So for all those folks who are out there maybe looking for a job in this certain time frame here for the holidays, what do the experts recommend for these job hunters?
Well, I spoke with Corey Staley of Indeed Hiring Lab, and he said get on it early, that these seasonal hiring positions, they start to hire for them right now. Typically, holiday hiring, he says, doesn't peak until November, but if your resume is already in the pipeline, that's going to put you at an advantage. So there's that piece of it. Also, they recommend that maybe you think outside the box a little bit, right? Make sure that you're really opening up yourself to as many opportunities as possible. Don't necessarily be sticking yourself in retail just because you feel that's where people go during the holidays. There are lots of opportunities for people who have expertise in the food service industry, for example, as companies and families have holiday gatherings and parties. Also, plenty of work to do behind the scenes in warehouses and keeping things moving. Make sure that you're matching your skills to a position and thinking outside of the box a little bit as well. Staley said it won't be impossible to find a holiday job this year, but it may take a little more legwork.
And Karen, the government shutdown is preventing us from getting some of those latest job numbers, the data from businesses and economists. So what are some other indicators there that can give us some insight into the market?
Well, those government jobs reports are typically seen as the gold standard for economists, that they can gauge the health of the labor market. But economists I've spoke with recently said there are other ways to get a sense of what's going on as well. There's private data, the ADP employment report, for example, that happens at the end of the month and gives a sense of how the private sector is hiring. Another good indicator is consumer confidence. If consumers feel good about their job, then they're going to spend some money, especially during the holiday season. So economists taking bits and pieces until they have those government jobs numbers at their disposal again, Jeff.
All right, hamstringing some of the things that are happening right now. Karen Kafa with that reporting from Washington, D.C. tonight. Karen, I want to thank you for your insight there.